everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo Hanako's Beta Path Part 3. Today we learn a little bit more about Hanako, and we'll see what else the day has for us. Let's go. There is a brief pause as Hanako avoids my gaze.
My light broke.
Your light? Still avoiding my gaze, she rubs Petra's elongated ears.
I promise you won't laugh.
This is getting interesting. I promise.
I'm afraid of the dark.
Huh? But during the festival you were messing around in the hall all the time. That was pretty dark, wasn't it?
That's different. I can't sleep without my light. But now it's broken. Normally I just sneak in with Lilly when this happens, but
I need a distraction. Now. Ah, the tea's getting cold. Would you like a cup? I am the King of Suave.
Ah, please.
I deftly pour the 2 cups and pass Hanako hers. She shuffles a little to allow both of her friends to sit on her lap without her holding them. So, your light is broken and there's no Lilly here. Whatever will you do?
Well, Lilly keeps a spare for me in here.
How very Lilly. I see. So you're going to hijack her room?
No, it's not like that.
Sure it isn't.
You said you wouldn't laugh.
I'm not laughing, I'm making a joke. There's a difference, you know.
You're mean.
Well, in that case, I guess I won't have to buy you any more gifts.
Meanie!
This is the first time I think I've ever seen Hanako smile in the absence of Lilly. It's sobering, yet relaxing. I smile and place my cup on Lily's bedside table. The time is 11:14 p.m. What? How did it get this late?
I'm sorry, I talk too much.
No, it's not that. I already tempted fate coming here. If I leave now, I know I'll be spotted.
Oh. Well. You could stay here.
What the hell did she just say? Wait, calm down. I don't think she meant... Sure. Damn it, again? I need to practice the whole think before you speak thing a whole bunch more. I'll sleep on the floor.
No, I couldn't.
It's alright, I've slept on worse. Besides, girls belong in beds, guys belong on the floor. It's the natural order.
Okay then.
I gather up the things from Lily's table and arrange them on her desk. Upending the table leaves me with a fair bit of space. And it's not like it's sleeping on bare concrete.
Wait a second.
Hanako places her 2 plush toys on Lily's bed and runs out the door. Seconds later, she returns, her arms full of linen and a comforter.
You can sleep on these. They're mine.
Huh. So she just went and stripped her bed. I thought she might have had a spare set or something. Wait a minute. That means when she said she sneaks into Lily's room, she means she sneaks into her bed.
Oh, I know something that will help you sleep, Hanako.
Be still my raging hormones. Thanks a bunch. I take the wad of fabric from Hanako and start arranging them on the floor. It's not that hot tonight, so I guess I'll sleep on the comforter. Once I'm done arranging my makeshift bed, I turn off the lights. A faint glow emanates from the corner of the room. Lilly must keep Hanako's backup nightlight constantly plugged in. Its light is barely enough to see by, but it does keep the darkness at bay and shouldn't really affect my sleep. Hanako quickly adjusts Lily's messy bed and climbs in, being sure to keep Petra and the stiff bear within reach. I settle myself down and close my eyes. Hanako's scent instantly fills my head, and I have to fight off a wave of dizziness. As I suspected, I don't exactly drift off to sleep. My body feels tired, but my mind just won't let up. The combination of the drugs in my system and the girl in the same room are keeping me wide.
I used to have another friend.
Hmm?
He was a good friend. I think he loved me. But when I asked him, he ran away. If I never asked him, he would still be here. Hisao, please don't run away.
Why would I run away?
Just don't.
Okay.
Hisao,
Hmm?
thank you for everything.
What the? Well, that just came out of nowhere. The lights of the town went out with the sound of dying electricity, a blackout caused by excessive snowfall. In a small two-bedroom house near the station, the quiet scratching of pencil on paper stopped. The shadowed figure responsible for the noise sighs, places the pencil on the paper, and then stands up. Carefully feeling her way around the house, she retrieves the items that she is looking for and breathes a sigh of relief. The tiny sparks from the lighter light up the tiny kitchen like a strobe. Finally, the lighter manages to take hold and a meager flame flickers at its mouth. The shadowed figure carefully lights 2 candles, then extinguishes the flame. In the weak yellow light of the candles, the figure resolves into a young woman in casual clothes. Walking carefully as to spill too much wax, she returns to her study. The plans spread out on the table in the center of the room are once again visible, nothing more than a collection of lines on an otherwise blank sheet. The walls of the study are decorated with hand-rendered drawings of various buildings, each accompanied by a photo. Against the far wall stand 2 deep chests, full of hand-drawn plans. The woman carefully places the candles on either side of the desk and picks up her pencil once more. In a short time, she is once again working at full pace, the scratching of the pencil nearly matching the flickering light from the candles. And so the woman continues, drawing away into the night. Before long, the lines on the paper are connecting, forming the outline of a house. A new house. She buries her head deeper into the plans, making the most of the weak candlelight. She is so engrossed in her work that she doesn't hear the soft sobbing and patting of feet until the owner wraps its arms around her legs.
Mommy?
The woman looks down, startled. Her daughter, in her flannel pajamas and carrying her favorite plush rabbit, is wrapped firmly around her leg, crying.
It's all dark, Mommy.
The woman puts down her pencil and picks up her daughter, placing her on her lap.
Shh, now, Hanako. What's the matter? It's dark and I can't sleep. Where are the lights, Mommy?
The woman gently strokes her daughter's hair before gently kissing the top of her head.
Come on now, I'll fix that for you.
The woman picks up one of the candles now covered in hardened rivulets of wax and helps her daughter stand up. The daughter stumbles slightly and bumps the desk, but neither of them notices beyond that. Hand in hand, they walk into the next room where a man lays sleeping on the edge of a double futon. Next to him lay another 2 pillows. The small family always sleeps together. The woman guides her daughter into the futon next to the sleeping man and places the candle at the head of the futon.
There you are, see? Now there's light here.
The man stirs into consciousness. What's going on here? There was just a little blackout, and the night light went out. I brought a candle for Hanako to get to sleep by. The man smiles slightly and wraps an arm around his daughter. Don't you have a great mother, Hanako? Say thank you.
Thank you, Mommy.
The daughter hugs her plush rabbit tightly as her mother smiles and leaves the bedroom. As she slides the door to the bedroom closed, she hears a strange sound. Smells a strange smell. Oh, God. And realizes that the corridor is much brighter than it ought to be. She gasps and rushes to the next room. She She tries to enter the blazing room, but the intense heat drives her back. Her desk has collapsed into a pile of burning firewood, the floor around it blackened by the smoke. The drawings on the wall curl away and disintegrate as they burn. Smoke billows from the cracks in the drawing chest and puffs as the smoldering fire inside them draws air through the cracks so the same cracks to survive. Flames leap across the ceiling in mesmerizing patterns. The woman, too shocked to scream, falls over backwards and can do nothing but sit and stare as her livelihood is consumed by the flames. A picture frame, ablaze and losing its integrity, smashes to the floor. The noise rouses the sleeping man who enters the corridor. What's going on? Oh my god. As the pair stare into the inferno, the wall separating the study and the bedroom buckles and falls. Hanako! Hanako! The woman tries to get to her feet but slips. The man already standing makes for the bedroom. He opens the door, providing a second supply of air from the flames. In an instant, they increase their brightness and intensity, and shimmering waves of heat separate the man and his daughter. Their eyes meet, and the man knows what he must do. Using his arms as a shield from the flames, he charges towards his daughter, scooping her up into his chest. She screams an airless scream, but it is lost to the ever-increasing roar of the fire. Even as he barrels through the short hallway to the house's front door, he feels the flames lick against his body, instantly blistering skin and vaporizing hair. As he fumbles with the lock, he feels the heat of the fire upon his back and hears the structure of the house slowly starting to crumble. Opening the door seems to take an eternity, and as soon as he has it open, a fraction of the backdraft of air slams a slab of wood into him and his daughter, sending him flying. Enraged by the fresh air outside, the fire screams and reaches out towards its flesh-based enemy. Clawing his protesting body along the floor, breathing in lungs full of smoke, the man makes his way towards his daughter. She is curled tightly around her plush rabbit, her flannel pajamas blackened and covered in glowing trails of smoldering fire. Her skin is lost amongst the ashes of her clothes, as charred as the walls around her. The man summons the last of his strength and shoves the small girl out through the door and onto the pristine white snow outside. He hears the hiss of the melting snow turning into steam at the door, but he can see that his daughter is now safe from the flames. She stirs and turns towards him, her tiny hand pushing through the snow towards him. He smiles slightly as the walls finally buckle, sending the roof crashing down around him. The time is 7:01 a.m. The time is 7:01 a.m. Urgh. I don't think I'll be counting last night on my top 10 list of good night's sleeps. Even as I roll over to try and sit up, I can hear my back protesting. I feel like an old man. The clock time is 7:02 a.m. Yes, I get that. How do I shut this thing off?
Oh, you're awake.
I look up from my prone position on the floor, directly up at a smiling Hanako. The morning light streams through the window, striking her face at a strange angle. Combined with a male's typical morning situation, this could become embarrassing. Yeah, the, clock alarm. I struggle to bury myself deeper in the sheets whilst I calm myself.
Yes, Lilly does set it quite early, doesn't she?
Hanako crawls along the bed, still in the nightgown she was wearing last night. She presses a couple of buttons on the clock, silencing the alarm.
At least this way we'll have a chance to clean up before classes.
Yeah, let's clean this place up. Lilly comes back today, remember?
How could I forget?
Having sufficiently calmed myself, I throw back Hanako's sheets and sit up, causing my back to crack in the process, I think maybe just meant to say. Ouch!
Are you alright?
It's okay, my back's just a little stiff from sleeping on the floor.
Sorry, I shouldn't have made you stay there.
I stand up and pat Hanako on the head. Don't be silly, I had to stay here, remember? A sore back is a lot easier to deal with than explaining why I was leaving the girls' dorm after curfew.
I guess you're right.
Come on, let's make this place ready for Lily's triumphant return, eh?
Okay.
It doesn't take us much time at all to clean up the small dorm room to its usual glory. Finally, Hanako bundles up the linen that she loaned me and heads for the door.
Well, I'll see you later. Thanks for sticking around.
Not a problem at all. Without saying a further word, she skips out of Lily's room and back into her own, shutting her door behind her. I take a quick look to assess the state of Lilly's room. Deciding that all is well, I head back to my room for a quick shower before breakfast. Even with the head start Lily's alarm gave me, I still find myself rushing to class in order to beat the bells. I guess I dawdled through my morning routine knowing that I had more time than usual. Not surprisingly, Hanako was already in her seat at the back of the class, lazily gazing out the window. I'd like to go and say hello, but an obstacle blocks my path.
Hisao!
Make that 2 obstacles. Yes, ladies, how can I help you this morning? A flurry of hand signals pass between the pair before Misha poses Shizune's question.
We were wondering if you could help us find a boy.
Oh, really? I didn't think either of you would be the type for blind dates. There is a brief lag as Misha relays my response to Shizune, but I received the desired effect.
Hisao, it's not like that. I should hit you for being so insolent, though. But we need your help, so I'll save that for later, when you're not looking.
Part of me wants to laugh that off, but deep in my heart, I now fear turning my back to either of the girls before me. Okay then, I'll help. Who's this boy you're looking for?
Well, this morning, no boys entered the girls' dorm, but one left. Don't you think that's strange, Hisao?
Not really. Why would that be strange?
Hisao, do the math! If no boys went into the dorm in the morning, but one left, that means that...
I've got no idea. You'll have to enlighten me. Misha slaps me hard on the back, causing me to lurch forward onto my desk.
It means that you stayed the night in the girls' dorms, doesn't it?
I should have known they had already figured out this much. Perhaps, but how does that concern either of you?
We are the student council, remember? Part of our duties involves knowing about the goings-ons of the student body.
As if by some cue from Misha, Shizune pushes her glasses up on her nose to accentuate the point. I wonder if they've rehearsed this move before. I would think that would count as snooping, wouldn't you? Once again, Misha assaults my already strained back.
It's not snooping if it's your job, right?
Thankfully, Muto chooses this moment to appear, putting an end to Misha's assault. Ah, now, everyone, exams. Get ready for them. Now, on to today's lesson. And that is the extent of today's warnings about the upcoming exams. Still, he's rambled on about them enough over the past few weeks, so I guess he's just about as over them as we are. Then again, it's not like he has much to stress about it this time. And his rambling lectures seem to not have wavered at all in what is generally considered a time of crisis for students. But as he drones on, I can't help but think back to last night. Hanako seemed pretty weird last night. Even though she was letting me in on her past, she somehow seemed happy. As if it were somehow relieving to let go of the secret she's been holding onto for so long. Yet there was that one last confession, her friend that ran away. I know I shouldn't press the issue, but I guess I'm too curious for my own good. Maybe I'll ask Lilly if she knows anything. Like a pack of wild animals, students rush off to devour their food in their respective areas. Through the confusion, I spy Hanako, who simply points upwards and lifts a small bag so that I can see it. It doesn't take much thought to decipher what she means. I push through the crowds and head for the stairs to the roof. I get up the stairs before Hanako, but I am not the first onto the roof.
Then like blam, it's all gone!
I never knew you could do that with peanut butter.
Oh, hey Hisao, you should hear this story.
Something tells me I'm better off not knowing.
Oh, really? I guess that's okay too.
If you're not here for this story, then why are you here? I was just going to have some lunch with...
Hisao? Are you here yet?
Hanako.
Oh, hiya there, Hanako. Emi, Rin, hello.
Hanako seems a bit surprised to see the crowd on the roof, but it takes her only a second to regain her composure.
Hisao, if you'd like, I have some sandwiches. Normally I make them for Lilly, but I forgot she wasn't here and...
Sounds good. I can't turn down a free lunch, can I?
Oh! A shared handmade lunch. Isn't this exciting, Rin?
Rin gazes lazily through the fence and out over the town. If you say it is, then it must be.
It's nothing like that. I just made too much for me and... Would you like some too, Emi?
Emi smiles hugely, leaning forward to place her chin in her hands.
Oh no, not at all. I just want to watch this blossoming romance from the front row. It's not like that. It's not like that. You two are just classic.
So, when will Lilly be fixed? She gets out today and should be back here sometime around evening. That's good. It's no good being stuck in a place at a time. I guess you're right there. Rin seems to refuse making eye contact with anyone she's talking to. Her gaze has shifted from the town to the school's grounds, endlessly searching for who knows what.
Would you stop stalling? I want to see you eat her sandwiches. Make sure to tell her that they're delicious, even if they aren't. Especially if they aren't.
Emi seems to have whipped herself into a frenzy over this, and I'm starting to fear for all of our safety. The safety fence up here doesn't look like it would stop an Emi at full steam.
Please, they're probably not that good. That's it, perfect.
Fine then. Hanako, I'd love one of your sandwiches. Hanako unwraps a small bag and produces a sandwich from it.
Here you go.
Emi looks on like a seagull watching a tourist eating chips. Her eyes are locked on the sandwich as I take it from Hanako and slowly move it to my mouth. I can almost feel her breath in as I take a bite, and the tension in the air as I swallow. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Do it properly!
Emi's outburst makes everyone jump, including the disinterested Rin. Whoa, okay. They're delicious.
See, doesn't that feel so much better? It's a proper love rooftop lunch now.
I think you need your head read. I've been telling her that for years. Coming from Rin, that kind of comment has got to hurt. But Emi doesn't even seem to notice, too wrapped up in her own fantasy world. Can we eat our lunch in peace now?
What? Oh yes, go ahead.
Emi, having seen what she wanted to, seems to be largely ignoring us now. Hanako sits against the outside wall of the stairwell, and I take up a position near her. Though not near enough to attract Emi's attentions again. Thanks for these. I totally forgot about lunch this morning.
You're welcome. I just made too much, though.
I guessed as much. It was a pretty crazy morning.
Yeah.
Say, should we throw a little welcome home party for Lilly tonight? I'll go to the shops and get a cake and stuff, if you want to set up a room.
That sounds nice.
Then it's settled. I'll meet you at Lilly's room at about 6, okay?
Okay, I'll be there then. Be where when?
Damn it, I forgot that she was up here. Oh, it's nothing. We were just planning our evening.
Oh, a date already? But she only just started making you lunches. You sure move fast, Hisao.
No, you klutz, it's for Lilly.
I know that, but you're both too easy to tease. Say hi to Lilly for me.
With that, Emi walks past Hanako and I, towing Rin by her empty sleeve. I look across to Hanako, half expecting her to be buried inside herself again. However, she seems perfectly fine with the situation. You alright, Hanako?
Oh, yes. I was just thinking that she's a nice person.
Who?
Emi. She's nice.
But she was just teasing us. Hanako shakes her head.
That's just her way of playing. And she's a good friend to Rin, too. That means she's nice, right?
I guess you're right. Anyway, we should be headed back down now, right? The bells are going to go off any second now, and they're really loud here.
Oh, okay.
I'll duck off straight after class to go get a cake for Lilly, so I'll see you at her room at 6, okay?
Sure. I'll see you then.
The bells of the carillon clatter into life just as we close the door behind us, their deafening peal recalling the students back to the boredom of the afternoon classes.
My, you really shouldn't have.
Lilly, still a little hoarse from her operation, seems a little overwhelmed by our little reception. Nonsense. It's only proper to have a welcoming home party for those that have risked their lives.
Oh, I hardly risk my life. It's a fairly common procedure. We're just glad that you're back.
Anyway, enough with the formalities. I've got this cake here that isn't being eaten.
Oh, splendid. I've had nothing but hospital food for the past week. Some cake would go down a treat.
The cake is gone almost as quickly as I can cut it. I guess girls really can't help themselves when it comes to sweets. Then again, I ate my fair share too. I can't complain too much.
That was really good. Indeed it was. Where did you say you bought it, Hisao?
Just down at Auramart. They have this display up the back.
Come now, Hisao. You could at least lie to us about this kind of thing. Who buys cakes from convenience stores?
What's wrong with that?
It would seem that you don't quite understand the finer points of life, Hisao.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cakes should come from a bakery. Not a convenience store. It's the rules.
Okay, I'll try to remember that next time. But it wasn't bad, was it?
Well, now that you mention it, it was a little dry. And I think it could have been sweeter.
Alright, I get it. I won't do it again, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad that you have learnt your lesson. One mustn't underestimate the importance of such matters.
I understand.
Well then, would one of you care to fill me in on the events of the past week? I feel like everyone has left me behind and gone ahead without me.
Nothing's really happened.
Everyone's been worried about you, though.
Oh, and exams. They're pretty much next week.
Well, I suppose that not much happens over the course of a week.
The conversation comes to an unexpected dead end. Lilly continues to drink just as daintily as she always has, a picture of the upper class. Hanako, however, holds her cup in two hands, tilting it gently to her lips. She reminds me of a hamster nibbling on a corn kernel. Out of habit, I start cleaning up the leftovers of the cake. So, Lilly, did you and your sister talk about much?
Oh, so you met Akira?
Yeah, the other day. I guess you don't catch up with her that often.
That is true. It is a shame living so far from home. But I suppose that we are all in a similar situation. In one way or another. However, it was good to say hello and catch up on family affairs.
So, are you going to visit them over the break?
I shouldn't think so. It is a fairly long way to go.
Really? How far?
South Africa.
I stop in shock, nearly dropping the crumb-covered plate in my hands. And while Hisao is cleaning up the floor, we're going to cut it off here. So stay tuned for Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, Hanako's Beta Path Part 4, when we'll continue the discussion with these two lovely ladies and see what else the day has in store for us. Anyway, see you then, peoples!